Hello, this is Malorian, and this will be my Orcs and Goblins 2500 up against some Warriors of Chaos. So this game will be a pretty interesting one, and the reason for that is that months and months ago, I was up against this fella here. At the time he was playing Empire, I broke out this really strong Orc and Goblin list, and I just crushed him. It was fairly one-sided. Since that point, he has left Empire, moved on to these Warriors of Chaos, and this is the guy that's now pretty much dominating a lot of the tournaments around here. We've had some rematches in the past, but they've been with subpar lists and stuff like this. And we finally said, you know what, let's finally have that rematch. You know, Malorian, bring out your top Orc and Goblin list. I mean, not cunning, cheesy, stupid stuff. And we'll just have another rematch of it and see how his, experience and new army can handle this. So here we go. We got Battle for the Pass, which I think is, normally sometimes is a bad matchup. But in this one, he has two Hell Cannons and I have my foot. So both of us have some pretty good long range, so I don't think it's a disadvantage to any of us, really. But for my side, what I have is on either flanks, I have 5 wolves and a wolf's chariot. On the left there, I have my troll horde. There's actually a full horde. I'm just showing 2 because there's a hill there, so they're going to be moving off later. Behind the building, I have to have my war boss there. He has a sword of bloodshed, potion of strength, charm shield. He's back there because I need to cover them with my leadership, just the way that the whole deployment thing went. My savage orc biggins are there, and behind there's the bunker, the night goblins or the BSB, my black orcs with the shaman level 4, and then I got 2 doom divers, and that's pretty much my 2,500 points. On his side, he has his level 4 Tzientch disc thing there on the far left. He just pretty much deployed there to be out of range of my doom divers first turn. He has some wolves on the left, some wolves in the center, some more wolves on the right, a BSB in the center, and in there is his hand weapon shield Tzientch warriors. It's 6x4 with a BSB in there. 2 Hell Cannon guys in the back, 6x3 unit I think it is of halberdiers inside the building, and then his big unit of the 12 knights there that have like the blasted standard and stuff. So to begin, it was a pretty neat back and forth with the deployments. I have more drops, kind of, but my big surprise is that after he put these warriors here on the right, I was pretty sure he's going to be putting his knights on the left flank just to kind of cover all bases, but no, he really overpowered the right side. I don't feel too bad about that. I'm going to have my trolls that are moving 6 that I can march up there very quickly. The biggest thing that I had a problem with then, though, was finding a spot for my black orcs. So in the beginning, I just put them in the back. I hoped to Hand of Gore come forward, but either way, I just didn't really like where I had them. Once the trolls move up the first turn, my general can move in with the savage orcs. And really, I just plan to Foot of Gorkum until he commits, then start smashing him with combat. I don't know what this person has. Usually has a 3+ ward, so I can't touch him, but everything else, all of his troops is what I'm going to be going after. So I have first turn, animosity stops the right unit of wolves in their tracks. Otherwise, I move up as you can see here. I really tried to get off the Hand of Gork, and I actually had quite a few magic dice this turn, but unfortunately he made sure to stop the Hand of Gork, so much for that. But my Foot of Gork went off, and it killed off a bunch of knights and a bunch of from the middle unit there, the hand weapon shield Tzientch warriors. So that's fairly good. He even has 1 less knight than what's showing here, so only 7 of them. So it's looking pretty good so far. And here's just a close-up of this here, and of course it's just kind of really deadly. Like I said, he's missing 1 more knight than it's showing there from the warriors. I killed 8 of them, so I mean that's a big chunk already gone. It makes it so much easier for my savages to deal with him. His turn 1, the knights just really charge on up, which I didn't really expect. The reason for that is because he's trying to set a little trap there in the center where my savages will go after his dogs. I'll have to overrun, then he'll flank me with his warriors. I mean, nothing I'm going to fall for, but that's the reason why he set that up. One of the things that happened here is that in the magic phase, I know the big thing he really wants to push for is pandemonium, and so the reason for that is, of course, with my leadership 4 trolls, if I have to deal with just the leadership 4, I'm just going to be stumbling around like an idiot. So I knew I had to really stop that. As long as I could get a couple of turns past that, he'll be in combat and it'll be too late. And so he kind of threw a few dice at some stupid little spell. He still had 6 dice. I knew he was going to 6 dice the spell, so I just threw all my dice at it, knowing when I'm going to scroll the last thing. And then, of course, he took the smarter way, throw 2 dice at Pandemonium. I had to scroll that one because I need to get up there. And then he was able to get off the gateway on my savages and kill 9 of them. So that's just me being stupid. Otherwise, his hell cannons were starting to zoom in on my Black Orcs, and they just took a pounding. I mean, if my foot did a lot to them, he did just equal right back to me. So, pretty deadly game already. My turn 2, and what I really tried setting up was trying to find a way to charge my trolls into his sorcerer lord there. So I had to get my chariot out of the way so it charged the wolves on the right. In the end he held and I destroyed them in combat. And then he had the wolves that was in between me and him there. So first my trolls charged him, he fled. But then I had my own wolves that were in my own way, so I needed them all the way there too. So they charged those wolves that made them jump over the building, go through the other wolves, panic them, and then there just was nothing else I could really do, and it was just blocking me. So it was a failed charge on my trolls' part, so that was, I mean, it didn't happen, but at least I got all that stuff out of my way. Otherwise, what happened is, since he's so far back, what I can do is just focus on these knights. So I set up the chariot there to redirect it, sent my magic and war machines into it. They're just down to 4 models now. I actually had one Doom Diver explode while doing that. And meanwhile, my other combat blocks are just reforming to fight it, because what I can do is just kill this big unit of knight, and then I could always just stay back and just foot a Gorkum to death for whatever's left. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. So his turn 2, he destroys the chariot, no problem there. He moves back his disc, he casts Pandemonium with irresistible force, and what happens because of that is then he starts targeting my bunker. And this is something I didn't really think of, because even though I knew with Pandemonium you don't get to use the general's leadership. Well, no problem with that. I understood that. But I thought if he was actually in the unit, you would still get to use it. But no, you don't get any character bonus whatsoever. So all of a sudden, I'm looking at a leadership 4 on my bunker. And luckily, I passed it. But now I see just something else that he's, another trick he can kind of pull on me. My turn 3, and this was just fantastic. Pretty much, I had my savages go into the knights, beat them up. They're off the board. I super throw everything into moving up my trolls with the Hand of Gork. I throw 6 dice hoping for irresistible force anyway, get it. The miscast was the one where I took a big blast, and actually we've each had the miscast, which is the worst one, where you take a big huge template. He passed it, he's still alive. I passed it, I'm still alive. And even though I took a huge blast on my Black Orcs, Black Orcs, I rolled a ton of 1s, so only 2 of them died, so that was pretty lucky. And now I'm just sitting really pretty, because his knights are gone, my trolls are right in his face, and he's in a lot of trouble. Or he was in trouble until he pulled this off. His disc guy flies back here, goes for gateway, and gets the auto death. So all of a sudden my 500 points of Black Orcs and my level 4 is gone. And this is now a completely new game. So end of his turn, it looks like this. So what he did is he charged in with his block, might as well, right, so that I don't get the charge bonus. He did 5 wounds to me. He actually had the flaming banner in here, so that really helped him. But I just decimated him back. I'm just going for the pukes to ignore armor. And he lost by 3 in the end, held, BSB and all that stuff. But, that unit's just doomed. My turn 4, savages come back on, the trolls keep on fighting, but now I got my characters up there to try and help them out, and I've killed everything now except for the BSB and the banner from the unit. He actually won this combat, but I was steadfast and held. I have 1 wound off the BSB so far, so next turn it should be no issue. His turn 4, and I take another blow here because he gets off Pandemonium again. I think this was another irresistible force, and then blast my bunker, and now that unit's running. And the bad thing here is that I won't be able to stop it. I'll keep running, and then I'll be set up perfectly for his disc person to charge my bunker and wipe out all those points. So that's going to be another massive blow. In combat there, you can see I've killed his unit and got those points, but now there's a good chance I'll just be stumbling around stupid. So my turn 5, that's pretty much what happens. They stumble up stupid, my bunker has to keep on running, one of them dies in this poison wood here. My savages failed the leadership, and so needed to try and charge that tower. I failed to charge. I needed like 11 or something. But otherwise, I think I even forgot to roll the Doom Diver here, but pretty much nothing done this turn. His turn 5 then, he has one Hell Cannon that fails its test and goes right in front of my trolls, not quite in combat. He charges a unit, just like I said, going and wiping that all out, so that's so many points. And now he realizes that if he's going to get the win, he needs to get rid of these savages. So he set up these dogs here, so that if I fail my leadership 7, I'll have to charge, have to overrun, and take his halberd warriors to the flank, which would be bad. And now I'm really wishing I would have shot that Doom Diver at those wolves, but too late now. So my turn 6, I passed my test, which is fantastic, and so I kind of thought about going into ranks just to kind of hope for the steadfast when I get the charge, which I know is coming, but I thought, hey, you know what, let's just try and fight this out and see what happens there. Otherwise, my trolls passed their leadership 4 stupidity test, charged into that Hell Cannon, and it's almost dead, so that's really good, because that'd be another 200 points to my name. And then last turn, we're going to see what happens here. I got the one block that came to the front. It has to be off to the side because the wolves were there. And I also have his Sorcerer Lord that came to the rear. And his other Hell Cannon failed, and it made it into combat. So, very last turn, but pretty much all the big stuff is going to be in combat. So it's all going to be decided right here. But in the end, this is how it turns out. On the left, my trolls destroy the one wounded Hell Cannon, do a few wounds to the other one, and in the other combat, you know, he did a lot of damage to me. It really helped that I made a lot of my tattoos. Of course, I killed a whole bunch of halberdiers back because he doesn't even get the shield bonus for them, but in the end, I think I lost by 2 or something. I was steadfast, needed that 7, and didn't get it. So all those points, he easily ran down. So, in the end, it turned out it was a win for the Warriors of Chaos. Had my Savages actually held, it would have been a win for me, but that's just the way it goes. Or maybe it would have been a tie, it would have been close, but overall, it was a really good game. All the way through, there was action happening on, good tactical play going through. You got to see the power of the orcs and the trolls and all this, and the sneakiness of, the whole pandemonium and making my bunker run. And in the end, it really just came down to that last set of combats to see which way the game was going to go. I made some mistakes in this game, definitely on that first turn, just being so stupidly overconfident, thinking he was going to 6 dice the spell, and so basically just losing 9 savages just for nothing. That was kind of stupid. He felt kind of stupid here near the end because he forgot to do so. Oh, he wasted some points on casting Pandemonium after all my characters were dead. Of course, it would have been probably another different game if he wouldn't have got lucky with the Gateway and taken off like 800 points of mine in one go. But either way, it was just a really good game, and definitely I think we'll need another rematch. But thanks for watching. Bye.